In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 things I think you should know about the upcoming new moon on September 26th, 2022. Hey, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and I help people navigate through their spiritual awakening process. And as I said, today's video is going to be an energy update. I'm going to share with you 5 different themes you may find yourself experiencing during this period of the new moon in September, on the 26th in particular. Number 1, I put down eyes wide open. This energy we're in right now may feel a bit uncomfortable. It's, in my experience, kind of a familiar aspect of what people call the retrograde energy. It's kind of like getting shaken loose of our autopilot way of going through life and becoming aware of the areas of our life we have been acting in kind of that autopilot habitual mind for quite some time, where you can just sort of wake up to a big mess that's been in your life this entire time. And it's like, it can be a lot to sit with. It can be a literal thing in your life, like, oh my goodness, my entire house is what me and my family have been experiencing, is very unorganized. We need to declutter, we need to minimalize. We feel like we can't rest until we do so, that kind of thing. It can also be like, holy cow, I've been exhibiting this exact sort of like self-destructive pattern of behavior and thinking my entire life. I'm aware of it now, but wow. It's going to take me a minute to sit with this and come to terms with this. Maybe you feel bad about the way you behaved and have a lot of different mixed feelings, but it's a time within this agitation energy, as I explained, there's just a lot of light bulbs going off, a lot of awareness about this, how you could do it better, how you can be a better person, and how you can do life better. Number 2, I wrote down exactly, let's see, it's relaxing to manifest more of what you want by relaxing, by chilling out, by not trying so hard. It reminds me of when I was a personal fitness trainer, and a very small percentage of my clients, I'd always have a few clients that would do everything perfectly. They were eating like the exact amount of calories, they were working out every day, and they were doing everything too perfectly. There is too much attachment. Only that amount of attachment can make a person be so neurotically perfect. And that can tend to push away the things we want the most in life. And sort of ironically, a lot of the things we do find ourselves wanting the most in life, we are the most attached to. So it's not easy for all of us in our own way. We all have our attachments. But this period of energy, whether you do anything with it or not, it's going to make you aware of like the degree in which your attachment, that needy energy, as my friend Aaron Dowdy always says, is literally going to be sabotaging the things you want. And it's just, I think for a lot of us, it'll become kind of a no-brainer conclusion to chill out, to stop doing things in this way because it's just not working. It's just making a mess of our life. So it's a great time to like understand that right now you might be becoming aware something you've already been aware of. A lot of these things I'm discussing, you probably already knew and have known for a long time. But what you'll find in this particular energy is enough wiggle room where you can finally like snap yourself out of it and have enough awareness and negative feedback to start making new choices. And then it is those very seeds, those new choices that can put you on a completely different trajectory of life and, if nothing else, help you achieve the things you want more in life. Like, again, I'm going back to the working out example. One of the things I used to do was lift as heavy as I can, as often as possible. I thought hard work pays off. It's what I need to do. But I've learned that part of working out, and this will be a metaphor for all things, is an equal component and variable is rest and recovery. So I discovered if I work out really hard only at certain times, and then even hold back, leave little gas in the tank at other times, it allows for more rest. And my body can reap the rewards And that's kind of how life works. A lot of us are really good at firing our intentions into exactly what we want out of life. But if all we're doing is firing intentions and not really like stepping back and allowing the universe to kind of show us the way, pave the path, then we wonder why we're firing so many darts and getting absolutely nothing in return, because we're not stepping back. We're not leaving space. Number 3, it's a great time to be creative. It's a great time to invest your energy into a creative project of sorts. I think it'll help you find a lot of fulfillment and quiet contentment in this period as well as within your life. Now, for me, at least how it's feeling right now, and it's reminiscent of other retrograde periods, the creative process can be especially frustrating, especially like an epitome of like what I've come to know the general process can be, which is a myriad of ups and downs and ease and difficulty and kind of everything in between. Just it's like the nitty gritty of the creative process, very similar to, if you ever read the book The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. He has a very beautiful way of really articulating sort of this fundamental creative process. And I feel like some of the negative aspects, or at least what are perceived to be negative aspects of the creative process, can be in particular pronounced during the retrogrades, which is why a lot of people say you shouldn't do anything. You should, because we change our minds a lot. So you might find this creative project, you're putting a lot of energy into something, and then after a lot of time, a lot of energy, you look at it and say, it's not gonna cut it. It's not gonna cut it. And that can be frustrating, right? But all of that tangent you went on, that creative failure, if you wanna look at it really negatively, it is what will help you do it perfectly when the timing aligns. And you might find you're doing a lot with very little payoff, then all of a sudden, it just flows out of you. And would it be as good had you not undergone all that other stuff? Who's to say? But that's how I find the creative process tends to roll, especially with longer term projects. There can be periods where you feel really stuck and it's like my friend Dana. She's an amazing painter. Maybe you've seen us on Instagram. She's a buddy of mine. And she paints these gorgeous higher self paintings where she like channels a person's higher self and paints it over the course of like a month. And she says sometimes she'll get to a point where she feels like really, really badly, like wanting to start over. Like she gets to like kind of a creative roadblock with her painting and says, I've messed it up too much. And it's such a predicament because she's so close. It's like maybe 5% left to be done, but it's just not good. It's just not where she wants it. But she says she's learned. If she doesn't give up, if she doesn't just start over, which is what her mind will tell her to, and she keeps at it, before you know it, the picture it comes to life almost in an instant. And that's kind of a good metaphor for this energy and the creative process in general, at least in my experience, and also Dana's. Even though this time can feel a little bit peculiar, I would say, where you feel like you don't know what's what, there's a lot of confusion and like lack of clarity around this timing of the new moon because of the retrogrades again. In spite of that, in spite of what can seem like endless foggy days, you'll have more synchronicity. The divine guidance will be there more so than even like normally. You might find just plainly you have more synchronicity. It's more obvious, more like this is what you gotta do. Or synchronicity to let you know you are on track right now. And there's all these like, different, whatever your personal synchronicities are, they're gonna be in your face to kind of highlight that, even though you already knew it. And it's a great time to just be really patient and kind of fluid like water and trust the timing, trust your inner guidance, trust that there's a deeper part of yourself that has the ability and always has and always will guide you through the storms of your life, the confusing parts of your life where you feel lost and hopeless and discouraged. There's a part of you that knows it's all good and knows it's going to give you just what you need, just when you need it to help you somehow, some way, pull out of these storms and then look back and say, oh wow, life is all of a sudden so great. How did that happen? Maybe I'm really slick. Now, we're operating from a different part of ourselves that is slick, that is wise, that does see the whole picture, my friend. Now, with that said, synchronicity, as you may have discovered, it works in both ways. It can be a positive complement to an intuitive knowing about something. It can also be a little wake-up call. Like an example, my wife, we were just walking today and she was saying that how, she said, this energy feels like, she actually said that, this energy feels like years ago when she had her car, her new car, was like damaged in a parking lot. Like a car ran into it and then ran off, and we came out from a restaurant and saw, oh wow, someone rear-ended me and left. That happened twice in like a week period with my wife, where it happened, she got it fixed. Like the day she got it fixed, we went out to dinner again, same thing happened. That's also synchronicity, and that happens to kind of wake you up. I forgot what the exact correlated lesson my wife was to learn at that time, but there was something, I do know that, I just forgot the specifics. But sometimes life, that can be more present too. But the thing is, we are saying is like how nice it is to not need that type of manifestation, that karmic repercussions that we used to need. So you might find yourself, even though that energy is present, I think you'll find a lot of people who are experiencing like big degrees of that will be like the people who are just still kind of waking up. The people out there in like the mainstream, the collective, that don't really know what you know, was never taught to like trust their intuition. And as long as you keep following that inner guiding light, you may witness it happening, but you might, again, find yourself experiencing more of the positive variety of synchronicity to just sort of accentuate the fact that you are on the right track. Number 5, I wrote down breaking free. I kind of alluded to this mildly in the beginning, but now is the time, in spite of all the different things I said, where you may find yourself not only becoming aware, I would say like a renewed awareness of a pattern you've maybe been dealing with your entire life. Maybe there's a particular, like, they call it like this guy named Gay Hendricks. He wrote the book, The Big Leap. He calls it a glass ceiling. Glass ceiling is like this an upper limit problem. He also calls it where always in life, no matter what we try, we find ourselves banging our head on this limit, this ceiling, this part, this block that we just cannot for the life of us break through. And there are times where we feel like we're gaining momentum, we're breaking free and things are good, and then all of a sudden something happens, it kind of catches us off guard, and we settle back into this old way of being, looking up at that damn ceiling. As close as we were, we're back down in the freaking basement looking up at the ceiling. And it can be frustrating. And you might find yourself becoming really aware of that ceiling. And now you might even know all the different reasons why you failed in the past, but it can be discouraging. I know about the damn ceiling. I know I want to get past it. I know all the reasons why I haven't, and they don't make any sense, but I keep doing it. I keep perpetuating this toxic momentum in my life for some stupid reason, and I keep hitting my freaking head on the ceiling. What I'm telling you right now is don't give up. We all need a certain threshold of pain to successfully convince us to do something a little bit different. You might find yourself finding a way around that glass ceiling. The glass ceiling's, it's not as far reaching as you may have thought. And now you've grown enough, you're aware enough, the energy is right that you might find yourself just going just on the outside of it and sneaking around it. You could look back and it feels close. That pattern's not really gone, but you're kind of like getting away with it, and slowly but surely you continue to rise. So I hope you enjoyed this video, my friends. If you want to hear more from me, I write a weekly newsletter very similar to this, where it's like inspired messages to help you on your awakening. I send 2 to 3 emails out per week. I'll leave a link down below if you want to subscribe. Again, it's free if you want to hear more of me. And if not, that's fine. I'll see you in the next video. Have an amazing day, my friends. Much love to you all. Peace.